Hey there guys, and thank you for coming back to my review channel for today's review. It's not really a review, but we're going to be making some Velveeta original. And in my grandmother's house, this was it. Velveeta was king of the king, so to speak. So I'm making my water here. I'm cooking it up. Got the water going on the pot. And yeah, so let's get into the nutrition facts of this. And we'll get right into this. Serving size is about 4 ounces. One of these boxes makes 3 servings, all right? So you got to remember that if you are enjoying something like this, make sure you dice it up. Give yourself 3 servings because you don't want to have too much of this, because I'd imagine a whole box of this is not going to be good, you know, unless you got the dad bod and that's what you're trying to achieve. So nutrition facts, 3 servings per container, 4 ounces is a serving. Calories is 370 calories. Total fat is 12 grams, 16%. Sat fat is 3 grams, 14%. Trans fat is 0. Cholesterol is 15 milligrams, 5%. Sodium is 860 milligrams, 38%. Total carbohydrates is 49 grams, 18%. Dietary fiber is 1 gram, 5%. Total sugars is 4 grams with 0 grams of added sugars. It's nice to see somebody not adding sugar into their stuff. Protein, 13 grams for 1 serving, 40 grams for the entire box. Vitamin D, 0. Calcium, 150 milligrams, 10%. Iron, 3 milligrams, 15%. Potassium, 210 milligrams, 4%. And the biggest kicker of all of this, I've always seen this war where people always say, oh, I like Kraft macaroni and cheese, or oh, I like Velveeta. You want to know what's really wild? I never noticed this. I haven't had Velveeta personally for myself. Probably in about, I'd say 14, 15, maybe even possibly 16 or 17 years. My grandmother used to make this for me. And I haven't had it since then. So I am curious to know if it's going to be as good or if it's going to be as bad, or who knows, in all honesty. But I got the water going. It's taking its time. We're turning it up a little notch, a little bit more. But yeah, so I'm really curious to see how good or how bad this product is as opposed to, say, the blue box, because since Meg and I have been together, I haven't had any Velveeta. Velveeta is like for all intents and purposes, you could think of Velveeta as a swear word in our household. You don't talk about Velveeta, you don't. You just don't. But it is, contrary to popular belief, it is a Kraft Heinz product, which is wild to me, because why would you have the same brand has 2 different, the same company has 2 different brands that are competing for retail space in the shelves for it. That makes no sense to me. None. I don't understand how that can be. So we're here right now. We're gonna use the Velveeta. I already got a box open, so I got the water going. And something that is special about Velveeta, that is different from Kraft, and only the people that get Velveeta know about this, is that you get this cheese sauce. This beautiful, beautiful bag of cheese sauce. And it's nice. This is a nice bag of cheese sauce. Very, very happy with the cheese sauce. So, and here we are. It's going to take a minute. I am expecting this review to be about a 20-minute review, so if you guys are not up for it, I understand. But I definitely want to get this one on the channel. I bought it with the intention of having it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to shoot a review for this, because when was the last time you saw a review for Velveeta mac and cheese? I can't. And when I picked some over at Walmart, I paid $7.50 on top of it for this. So paying $7.50 definitely makes me feel like I should do a review on that. That's something I need to do a review on. I wish personally I was able to enjoy the dog treats and the dog snacks that I get for Stella, because I would love to review those. But personally, humans aren't supposed to eat doggy treats. So that's never going to happen. Although there is one company that did make treats that were able to be enjoyed by dogs and humans. I don't know if that company still exists anymore. So, I'm going to get a beverage real quick. You guys probably should get a beverage too. little mini can of Coca-Cola. It's got Santa on it. Santa Claus. You know, can of Coke. 90 calories on a can of Coke. Total fat is 0. Sodium is 30 milligrams. Total carbs is 25 grams. Sugars is 25 grams. And 25 grams of added sugars for 50% of your sugar intake. And protein is 0. This is probably the dream beverage to go with the Velveeta. You put them together. What do you got? You got lunch. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. That is refreshing. All right, so the water is beginning to steam. I don't know if you guys can see that in the picture there. It's going to be right on the right over there. The water is beginning to steam a little bit. The hot plate is definitely hot. I'm going to go and throw our mac and cheese. I'm going to throw them in there right now. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. That wasn't smart. I had a piece of plastic was on the oven. So here we go. Don't put plastic on your range. So there we go. I got the whole box in there. And now it's going to take roughly, I would say, mac and cheese normally takes about 7 minutes to cook. Let's see how quickly this Velveeta heats up. Because Velveeta, let's be honest, I really want this to cook really fast because I'm really hungry. I even got a little container here that I'm going to fill up so that way I can eat it right in front of you guys. So I'm definitely ready for this. Also, something that is not included in the package that you are going to need a tablespoon of butter. In case you are wondering, I'm using Land O'Lakes quarter half sticks, where they have when you buy the package, they're already cut, so that way they're easier to use. It also makes them easier to store as well, because you can take them out of the butter package and put all 8 half sticks in that butter, that thing in the fridge. I think it's a much better way of doing butter. It's convenience too. It's convenience. That butter is not cheap either. That butter is like, I want to say it's like $5.50 or $6 for four sticks that are cut in half, individually wrapped sticks as well. So yeah, our shells are not getting as cooked as I would like them to be. Not as fast as I would like, but they are. It is working. It is doing. Hopefully it looks nice, you know. I want it because I'm really hungry. I don't know about you guys, but how often will you guys ever think that you would see me over a stove? I gotta be pretty fucking hungry to do this. So, and they say it's made with real cheese. I'll be the decider of that. Normally, now here's another thing. When we make Kraft, we add so many other extra little things to it. Like we'll add. So at one time we had garlic pesto butter. We put garlic pesto butter in the Kraft. But we always use, like, Kraft will have their, like, mac and cheese. They'll have their ready mix, cheddar blend, 3 cheese blend. We'll just throw that in there with it as well. And then it melts out and it's pretty good. Now, like I said, I haven't had Velveeta in such a long time. Gosh, I can't remember. What a trip down memory lane this is going to be. It's slowly getting there. See? It's happening. It's a slow grind, but it's happening. It's still crunchy. You don't want that one. That one's a bad one. Now, I do remember Velveeta. I remember the shells for Velveeta being a lot bigger. And these shells, I just feel like they're not. They're not as big as they used to be. Velveeta used to have, like, large shells. These just, they're not cutting the mustard at all. Just so you know, I did turn the heat up a little bit. In theory, I'm thinking that by turning up the heat, this will cook faster. That's my thought. Is it going to happen? I don't know. But we will absolutely figure it out. But what I will say this is, for one box of Velveeta, for as expensive as Velveeta is, you get no noodles. There is no shells in here. Like, not a lot. Not a lot, and they're not big either. But I like them. These look all right. There we go. The water is starting to bubble over. That's what we want to see. We want to see that steam come off this pot. But yeah, this is nice. I like this. So far, let's lower the heat because it's getting a little bit too close to the top. I actually do think that we might be done. Let's take this one out over here. And let's see, is it soft? It's soft, but it's hot. It's darn hot. Take one more. See, what I do is I do this, and then I'll pinch it. And wish I didn't get the water in my hand, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's definitely done. All right, so these are done. Now we'll turn our heat off. We'll take this. They're looking good, right? They're looking good. I'm going to take this to the side like that. Grab my colander. Look at that. That looks good. And there's nothing left on it. Didn't let anything get stuck there, which is perfect. It's perfect in my opinion. So we're going to take that like that. And I'm going to work on this side now, because this side is going to be hot. So I'm not going to play with anything over there at all. That's done. So let's take this mac and cheese. Let's slice it open. Stella's looking at me the whole time. She's been watching. Daddy, are you gonna stop talking about it and eat it? What are you doing, Daddy? So here's what I was talking about. Now, when you get your Kraft does not have anything like that at all. That's something that you're only gonna get with Velveeta. It's like everything is already made right there. I don't even think I need the butter, looking at what is coming out of this. It's so creamy. It just looks absolutely incredible. I don't understand why some people hate on Velveeta. But that's a lot. There's still some in there, but we don't need it. We don't need all of it. We're adults. Throw that away. I already took the butter out, so I might as well put the butter in too. Here we go. I'm gonna get you some ketchup. And you're good to rock and roll. This looks incredible. Grandma would be so proud of us. Are you guys making Velveeta too? You let me know in the comment box down below if I just helped you make some Velveeta mac and cheese. I don't think anybody did a how-to on Velveeta. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there talking about Kraft, but Velveeta, I feel like the Velveeta crowd is the older generation, and that's like people like myself. We remember Velveeta as kids. Today's kids, like Generation X and well, I'm sorry, I would consider myself Generation X, but Generation Y and Generation Z and the Millennials, those children, they all grew up on Kraft. They believe the blue box was the best thing ever invented. So let's use my little tub here. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but the way that I feel about it is that you don't have, wow. You know what's really crazy? That whole box of mac and cheese fit into this container. That is unbelievable. So let's try it out. Velveeta mac and cheese. Does it taste as good as I remember as a kid? It smells similar. God. You have no idea. You want to talk about cheese? I got cheese. I got cheese on cheese on cheese. Look at those noodles. Look at all the cheese. Come here, Stella. Come here, right over here. Hey, come here, right there. Stella likes Velveeta. She had to find it first, but once she found it, she's good. You like the Velveeta? She likes the Velveeta. So, overall, very, very happy with this. Would I buy it again? 2025? Probably not. This might be the last time I get to have Velveeta. In general, our household, we're predominantly blue box Kraft people. I grew up, now this is the special thing about this, I grew up with Velveeta. Velveeta was in my house when I was growing up as a kid. Grandma would always milk Velveeta for me with hot dogs, and I just feel like Velveeta, it brings me back to a place. So it might not be for everybody. It's a little bit thicker than other mac and cheeses, but don't let that scare you away from it. If you're somebody who enjoys Panera mac and cheese, or you're somebody who enjoys, what's another company that makes mac and cheese where it's like thick and gooey? Because that's what you get with this. You get a thick and gooey mac and cheese. You're not going to get a thick and gooey mac and cheese from Kraft. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it. It's not happening. However, Velveeta, every spoonful, every forkful is just as flavorful, as creamy, as cheesy as the last bite. I do not know how Velveeta manages to make their mac and cheese in a box. And then they just say, if you want this creamy goodness, get you some of this. You will not be disappointed. What I think is crazy, though, is that's 12 ounces of mac and cheese. No, it is not. It is not no 12 ounces of mac and cheese. Whoever told you those lies needs to stop. That doesn't look right. I mean, it definitely feels heavy, but that's because the cheese weighs a lot. But there's not a lot of noodles in this. Not a lot of shells. And the shells is, Velveeta's signature is the shells. Kraft has the little noodles. But you know what Kraft does not have? Kraft does not have that cheese, that power cheese, that cheesy drip, that golden nectar. It's just absolutely incredible. And I love it. It's incredible. I will say, though, it, as creamy and as delicious as it is, it does make me wish that I could go back to the early 90s, come home from school, flip on the TV, and watch some Power Rangers. That was quite the time. Or I'd stay home from school because I was sick, I wasn't feeling good, and I watched Days of Our Lives with Grandma while she makes me some mac and cheese, maybe some soup. Velveeta just brings me to a different place. And I don't get that from Kraft. Maybe you guys have food out there where it brings you somewhere when you enjoy it. And if you do, let me know in the comment box down below. As always, guys, though, my name is Johnny5. I'm loving this Velveeta. I'll be 100% with you. I probably will never buy Velveeta ever again because for 3 boxes it costs $7.80. That's just insane to me. And that was at Walmart. So I went to the place where I could get it for the cheapest and still paid a lot of money for it. So we won't be doing that again in the future. But before we get out of here, if you could do me one solid thing. One solid thing. Excuse me, Stella. Daddy's a little bit of a piggy. But if you guys could do me one solid thing, and that would be in your day-to-day routines, if you guys could share kindness. And the easiest way that I found to share kindness is you step out of your house, you go to an establishment, like I'll go to 7-Eleven, Walmart, Chipotle, Panera, so many different places I travel to. And when I get to one of these places, what I like to do is I'll hold the door open, and somebody, it's the craziest thing, hold the door open, and somebody is going to walk up to you and go through that door. Unless it's stupid early in the morning. If no one's awake, then I can't help you there. But when civilization is awake, hold the door open. And when you hold the door open, the next person that walks through, look at that person and say, hey, kindness is free. Have a nice day. And what you're doing is you're subliminally planting a kindness seed in the back of their mind that later on during the day, the week, the month, or the year, they're going to do one random act of kindness. And you hope that they follow through with it because doing kind things makes you feel good. So hopefully that person that you showed kindness is, it makes that person feel good. And if it makes that person feel good, maybe they'll hold doors open and then they'll make somebody else feel good and share it along. And that's what you're doing, is you're creating kindness and you're just passing it forward. What's going to happen though after you've done all of the kindness and all that, when kind, good things happen to you, that's my best part about this. When good things happen to you, because they are going to happen to you, because you deserve it. You're a kind person. When kind things happen to you, you no longer have to worry, do I deserve this? Am I worthy of this? Why are they being so nice to me and bestowing this upon me? What is their motivations? You don't got to worry about that. You got to take it at face value and see it as an act of kindness and just revel in it. You can rue the day on kindness. You can revel and bask in your kind glory. Just hold doors open. Nice and easy. Nothing too crazy, right? And then when it happens to you, you're just going to be like, wow, man, I cannot believe it. This is really happening to me? My luck has changed because you were kind. Trust me. You want to see everything in your life change? Start putting kindness out into the world. And beautiful, beautiful things are going to start happening to you. So, as always, guys, my name is Johnny5. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of Velveeta. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Show me some love in the comment box down below. I believe the comment box is going to be somewhere down there. In the description box over here, we will have Jay Glees and Cobra Snake. Jay Glees of Jack of all trades, master of none. Hunting, camping, fishing, DIY projects, bottle cap collection. Something for everybody. And below him, we're going to have Cobra Snake. Cobra Snake is a retro video gamer. He did a lot of things with the Grand Theft Auto series. And that helped me a great deal with hidden packages. So if you're into things like that, check him out. But he's a retro video gamer. He does a lot of old games.